of relationships that exist between various activities in the project. The most common relationship is finish to start. Right? Now, finish to start relationship means the successor starts when the predecessor completes. An example of this is when the requirements are complete, then you start designing. What is this? A finish to start. In a finish to start relationship, the predecessor will drive the successor. Right? When the deliverable is ready, you start doing testing. What is this? Finish to start. Predecessor activity driving the successor activity. Now, sometimes in order to fast track, we do not want to wait till the time predecessor is completely done. So successor starts when the predecessor is, let's say, 75% done or 80% done. So there is an overlap between predecessor and successor. This overlap is called as lead. Right? In some cases, you cannot start the successor immediately after the predecessor is done. Right? For example, if I have cemented a wall, I cannot start painting immediately. I have to wait for a certain time till the time the wall gets dry. After that, I can start painting. This period of gap is called as lag. Right? So any relationships can have lead or lag as well if required. So this was finish to start. Now let's talk about another relationship which is start to finish. We spoke about finish to start. In finish to start, predecessor drives the successor. In start to finish, reverse happen. The successor drives the predecessor. Can you give me any example where a successor drives a predecessor? Let me give you some examples. Wherever just-in-time inventory has to be maintained, you will have start-to-finish relationship. For example, you procure bricks and construct wall. The first cycle is finish to start. But afterwards, you do not procure bricks. You see how much wall has been constructed, which is successor. Based on that, you trigger procurement of bricks. So it's the completion of the successor that was driving the predecessor. Similarly, another example, you procure licenses. After procurement of licenses, what do? You allocate licenses to the employees or the relevant people. You don't keep on procuring licenses. Based on how many licenses are consumed, you trigger procurement. So this is called as start to finish relationship. In a start to finish relationships, successor drives the predecessor. Right? The third type of relationship is finish to finish. Now in finish to finish relationship, we are least bothered about when the two activities started, but they should be available on the finish date. Generally, finish to finish is required when you have to do integration. Yes. Right? For example, if I have to enable wiring of this room, I am least bothered when I cut conduit on the wall, when I started cutting conduit, or when I started procuring wire, or when I inserted wire on the conduit. I am more interested in that on the day when I have to enable the electricity, the conduit should be there, the wire should be there, right? The fitting should be there. So wherever integration is required, it's finish to finish. In finish to finish relationship, I am not bothered about the start time. I am only bothered about when the two activities will finish. Right? Now, the last relationship which is left is start to start. Right? Start to start is pretty simple. When the two activities have least amount of dependency, you can start them more or less together. For example, if predecessor is, let's say, 5 or 10% complete, still you can start the successor. You can compare this relationship like this. It's almost same as a finish to start relationship with lot of lead time. Right? For example, let's say this is a wall. Scraping of the paint of this wall is an activity, which is predecessor. Painting the wall is a successor. If I scrape off the entire paint and then repaint the wall, this is like a finish to start relationship. However, I can start two things in parallel also. I'll scrape off 1 foot of the wall, I paint it. Scrape off, paint it. Then it becomes start to start. Two activities starting more or less in parallel. Right? This technique that we are going to use in Prince2 projects. The first one is top-down estimating. Top-down estimating is also called as analogous estimating. Analogous estimating means doing estimation based on the historical data. Right? You might have done some project in past, and based on the time and cost estimates of that project,